Yeah, I just got back from UPMC Shady Side, where the FBI only gave me 1 liter of IV fluid for urinating like this. There's also bacteria in my urine. They don't want to even test my urine no more because they know there's ketones in it. But this is how much I urinated since yesterday morning. It's over 4 gallons of pee. Today, the FBI found a black doctor who they can dictate my health care to. Her name was Denise Donaldson, and all she gave me was 1 liter of IV fluids. I am severely lightheaded. I'm dizzy. I got a headache. I'm severely weak. My mouth is bone dry. My eyes are bloodshot red. And by the way, the COVID test, the FBI said it was going to take 3 to 5 days. They told me it was negative. I don't have COVID. I got kidney failure, diabetes, ketoacidosis, a large heart, and a blood clot in my leg. The FBI put one of their token black doctors that they could dictate my health care to in charge of me to cushion my mistreatment and murder. Now, what type of medical professional will give somebody 1 liter of IV fluid for urinating like this in 2 days? That's 4 gallons. You know how much 1 liter is? Those two I set aside right there by the spray bottle. That's 1 liter. That's how much I urinated. This is how much bodily fluid I lost. Now you can see on my labs, if you've been paying attention what I've been sending y'all, my salt levels and my potassium levels don't change. There's very little difference. There's no way possible I can urinate like this and my electrolytes still be the same. This is really happening to me, people. I am really urinating myself to death. And every time I went there, did you follow up? Now the FBI put on my discharge papers, 34171 urology. Now this is the same doctor. I got a playlist. I forget his name. Who, when I went there, said, I want you to write down how much you urinate every day. Anybody who knows me and watching my videos knows I've been documenting my how much I've been urinating since the end of August. I don't need to write nothing down. But this is who they put on my discharge papers for cover. Also, the FBI's killer, what's her name? Like I said, their token black killer. They had to find a black doctor to treat me. Well, mistreat me. Just to cushion my murder. So they can say, yeah, his own people treated him like garbage. This is why we only gave him 1 liter, because we found Denise Donaldson who would do our bidding for us. Hold on, I got to find this piece of paper. Yeah. I told the FBI's killer, Denise Donaldson, as I was leaving, my throat still hurts, my chest still burns. I'm still lightheaded. I'm still dizzy. My mouth is still bone dry. My eyes are bloodshot and shiny. My left leg has a blood clot in it. This killer only offered me aspirin. It won't do an ultrasound. The FBI knows I have a blood clot in this leg. She also said, and I'm quoting her here, my kidney function was perfect. Let's see. Even though the FBI lies on this shit, they got to have some truth on it. Just have a reference point when my kidneys start failing. CO2. Anion gap, high. Bun level, low. The range is 8 to 26. You see where the FBI got mine at? This was perfect for the FBI. My calcium is high because my blood is so acidic. It's higher than this. All my joints hurt. I feel like an old man. My white blood cell counts is high because I got these infections in my urinary tract, my lungs, and my leg. My red blood cell count is high. MHTC. Okay. The FBI says that's in range. MCV low. RDW high. These is only people who don't get admitted from this is people the FBI put cameras in their bathroom and watch their daughter shower and bathe. Now the FBI had their token black killer, Denise Donaldson, give me no medical treatment today. And if you've been paying attention to what I said, I did not tell you the FBI is going to start sitting me in the hallway at West Penn Hospital. This is what the FBI does when they run out of options. Of course, they had the whole emergency room. It wasn't full, but it was kind of full, with all their undercover federal agents and informants to make me sitting out the hallway look like it's normal. And then while I was sitting in the hallway recording the selfie mode, I had FBI security threaten me to stop recording and documenting my murder from the hospital. Talk about HIPAA rules. What HIPAA rules? I'm recording myself in selfie mode. I don't need to record a patient. The patient is not in charge of my health care. But the FBI would do anything in their power to deny me medical treatment. I got 1 liter IV fluid from Dr. FBI killer Denise Donaldson today. Your token black doctor who they found to mistreat me. So they can say he was treated like shit by his own people. This is how much I urinated in one day. Those two I set to the side too. I just set those to the side because that's a liter. This is how much I urinated. As you can see, if you look at my discharge papers, my salt doesn't change, my potassium doesn't change. What the FBI is saying has happened to me is a medical miracle. My kidneys are failing. I know this. I got health insurance. Why won't the FBI do an ultrasound on my left leg? It's swollen from my calf to my thigh. I already had pitted edema. Now my calf, my thigh is swollen. It's warm. It's all warm. I got pain shooting down my calf to the bottom of my foot to my quadriceps. I know I have a blood clot. The FBI knows I have a blood clot. The last 2 times I've been there, no matter the last 3 times I've been there, I've asked for them to check this leg. No, 2 times. The first time they checked it, they lied to me and said, "Oh yeah, you got perfect veins." That's when I just had pain in my calf. That started the first week of January. Now it's shooting from my foot to the top of my quads on my left leg. Severe pain. The FBI did an EKG on me today. My chest wasn't hurting. I told them my stomach is hurting. On a scale of 1 to 10, it's 8.5. On a scale of 1 to 10, my leg is a 10. No medical treatment. All the FBI killer Donaldson offered me today was aspirin. And don't you know the FBI tried to give me Pepsid again? This is how you know I'm dealing with killers, not doctors. Again, this is how much I urinated since yesterday morning till when I called 911. And all I got was 1 liter IV fluid. Now, how fast do you think I'm going to pee that out? The FBI has let me suffer with a UTI, pneumonia, kidney failure, enlarged heart, an enlarged spleen, uncontrolled diabetes, ketoacidosis. I suffered a great deal. The FBI will do anything in its power not to admit me to this hospital. I am dying a horrific death. And when I was sitting there telling all this, the FBI killer Denise Donaldson, she just stood there, had her posing like with her hands placed on like how my daughter James was on my YouTube channel video. The FBI has all their undercover federal agents and informants pose like this to make it part of my daughter's posing like that on my channel, part of their murder and frame operation. And then when I called her out on it, she came back and stood with her arms behind her back. This is all overt frame signaling by the FBI and its FBI frame code. It should never be this easy to murder and frame an innocent man. I don't know a soul at UPMC Shady Side. I think that's obvious from my medical treatment. If I had any relationship with this FBI killer, Denise Donaldson, don't you think she'd have gave me more than 1 liter IV fluid today? But as long as she did the overt signaling and used the same words or phrases I use, I can be treated like this. She said my kidney function was perfect. Does those numbers look perfect to you? My white blood cell count is high. I'm severely anemic. My heart is already enlarged. The FBI did a modern-day Tuskegee experiment on me. They let me suffer with multiple infections so it can ravage my body. And that it did. But once I pee this shit out, excuse my language, but I'm angry and I'm fighting for my life. I'm going back to the hospital so the FBI can sit me in the hallway again and then threaten me when I start recording and documenting my murder. Just please keep me in your prayers.